Hey, so it is the day after Olympia finals, and I just want to talk about what I think about Olympia this year, what I think should have happened, what I think about what did happen. I just want to go over everything about Olympia. So I'll start with bikini because that's what I compete in, obviously. So I thought that the call-outs in prejudging were kind of strange. I mean, they made sense for the most part. Angelica, blah, 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 blah. And I thought there were a few people who didn't make first call-outs that I think maybe should have. Some people who made first call-outs that I don't think should have. I think Casey should have definitely been in first call-outs, and I would really like to see Frida making first call-outs. She never does, and I really think they are overlooking her physique. Tana never makes first call-outs, and I just think they're overlooking a few physiques that need to be in first call-outs. But I think it was kind of strange. They called Romina out so many times, and then they called Camille out early and then kind of like sent her back. They like had her in first call-outs and they sent her to third call-outs, and it's just kind of like, okay, I think she should have placed a little higher than she did. Likewise, I think some people like Elisa Pacini should have maybe not been placed as high as they were. I would have liked to see Jennifer Ronziti maybe second. I do always agree with Angelica being first, but I think Jennifer Ronziti should have been second, and Ashley Kaltwasser I think should have been third. But I do think Janet Leigh did look good. I mean, she always looks good. She has a really just like bikini physique, just like Angelica. They have the bikini physique. So Janet definitely should have been in that top 3 or top 4, just in the top. But I would have liked to see it a little bit different. I'm not a huge fan of the Laura Lee's girl's physique. I don't really know her, but I'm not a huge fan of her physique, and I'm not a huge fan of Elisa Pacini's physique. She has a very, 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 very tiny waist. But she just looks very skinny to me, but she, is a good bikini competitor. And then also thinking about Romina, I think that she was trying to be a little fuller this year because she was so tight and small last year. And she actually ended up being too full and looked kind of soft, watery on show day. That's just what I think. And so I think that made her place a little bit lower than she would have liked to. Props to the girls and the ones who did place. 212, obviously, Flex Lewis, the GOAT. I love Flex Lewis, and I mean, to freaking get 7 212 titles is freaking amazing, and I don't think it should have been any other way. Derek Lunsford looks so good. But Flex is just the GOAT. So thinking about classic physique, I don't know a ton about that, but I do know Chris Bumstead and Breon. I love Chris Bumstead. He is one of my favorite people in the fitness industry. He's so cool, and he does everything right. I don't know what it is. He's just like, but I just think it's between Chris's ability to do the vacuum and Breon's bigger biceps. Chris has struggles with those biceps, and I think that's what lost it for him, was those biceps. But looking at the freaking vacuum, it's like, okay, Breon can't do the vacuum like Chris, but Chris can't do the biceps like Breon. So that's just, it's always going to be that issue. But they both looked amazing. So props to Breon, props to everybody else. Now on to open bodybuilding. Oh my god, y'all. So my original lineup was Rami, Heath, Bonac, Winkler, Roden, Dexter, Nathan Diasha, and that just went like, but oh my god, props to Sean Roden for taking down the 7-time champion Phil Heath. Like, oh my god, finally somebody took down that beast. But, yeah, I do agree with Raleigh placing third. I think that's amazing that Raleigh placed third. Raleigh is such a great competitor. He's such a good physique. He just does everything amazing. I love his coach. Their approach to everything is just perfect. And then Phil is just being an asshole, as always. But, And then when I was watching on Friday night, I knew Big Ramy did not bring it. He walked out and I was like, what? Like, we were all anticipating this huge thing. We were all overlooking Sean Roden. We were all overlooking basically everybody because we were like, okay, it's Big Ramy and Phil Heath for the battle. And then it wasn't even close on prejudging night because Big Ramy brought these freaking quads that were like the size of the moon. It looked stupid, like, not gonna lie. And I think that cost him. And what I think was happening was that he was hoping to peak Saturday instead of peaking Friday, and fear that if he peaked Friday he wouldn't look good for finals. And so when he waited a day, he already lost. I think what won Roden over Heath was his ability to do the abs and thighs pose that Phil Heath just can't do. He can't do that. He has that big old bubble gut, and he cannot do the abs and thighs. So it was like anytime, I mean, Heath had him beat on back, but anytime they had to do abs and thighs, it was like lights out for him. Freaking Sean Roden looked amazing. He looked so tight. His waist looked so tight. Like, props to him. He just had that full package. So that's just what I think. I agree basically with everything. I would have liked to see the bikini in a little bit of different order, but the judges know what they're talking about, and I'm like, Angelica killed it. Everybody killed it. Everybody who won killed it this year. So we'll just see what keeps happening with all this pro stuff, man. See where everybody's headed. Courtney King posted today that she might be coming back, so that'll be freaking crazy if she does come back. And I hope she does. So my just 2 little cents, and yeah.